In 2025, the scariest crimes weren't the ones that happened in dark alleys. They happened in normal places. A ride-share pickup, a family lunch, a quiet college town, and a courtroom where the ending still didn't feel like justice. And the most terrifying part? In every case tonight, the people involved didn't wake up thinking, "Today is the day everything changes." But it was. This video discusses real cases involving violence and death. Please take care of yourself while watching. All right, deep breath. Let's count them down. 5. The lift escape kidnapping, Georgia, Florida. Imagine you're working a normal shift, a routine pickup. You pull up, and 3 men get into your car. But they're not customers, they're escapees. In late December 2025, authorities say 3 inmates escaped from DeKalb County Jail in Georgia, and court records allege they used a rideshare as the first step of their getaway. What follows is the kind of nightmare that makes you triple-check your locks and your rear-view mirror. According to investigators, the driver was allegedly threatened, forced to keep driving, and taken hundreds of miles, all the way to Miramar, Florida, while the suspects tried to stay ahead of law enforcement. Eventually, the vehicle was located and the men were captured, and the driver was rescued. Number 4. T. Kim Tran, kidnapped from home. Now we go to Sydney, and this one is chilling for a different reason. Because it starts where you're supposed to be safest, at home. In April 2025, T. Kim Tran, a 45-year-old mother from Sydney, was abducted from her home, and police later said her body was found in a burnt vehicle. Over the months that followed, authorities announced arrests and charges, with police alleging the attack was linked to organized crime motives tied to her partner's alleged connections. Number 3. The mushroom lunch that turned into a murder case, Australia. Okay, this next one is the kind of case that makes you rethink the phrase, "come over for dinner." In 2025, an Australian court sentenced Erin Patterson to life in prison, with a 33-year non-parole period, after the deaths of 3 relatives and the attempted murder of a 4th, connected to a meal prosecutors said involved death cap mushrooms. Reports noted the case drew enormous attention, and the sentencing became a major national moment. If you're into this style of content and you want more cases like this, subscribe, because number 2 and number 1 get even darker. Number 2. The Idaho student murders case. This case haunted people for years, not just because of what happened, but because of what never got answered. In 2025, Brian Koberger pleaded guilty in the University of Idaho murders case and was sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences without parole. The plea deal avoided a death penalty trial, but left a question hanging in the air like fog. Why? Reporting at the time noted that even after the plea and sentencing, the motive remained unclear. 4 lives ended, and the reason may never be spoken out loud. Number 1 is what happens when fear becomes random. In December 2025, an Arizona jury sentenced Cleophas Cooksey Jr. to death for 6 of the murders he was convicted of in a string of killings in the Phoenix area. with jurors not reaching a decision on the punishment for 2 additional murders. Reporting described a spree that included victims who were strangers, and prosecutors argued the evidence tied him to multiple attacks across a short window of time. And that's why this one sits at number 1. Not just because of what happened, but because of what it does to a city's sense of safety. Those were 5 of the scariest true crime cases with major developments in 2025. And if you want a part 2, tell me in the comments. Stay safe, be aware, and I'll see you in the next one.